Hey folks, what's going on? How are we doing today? Good to be with y'all again. And in this video, I'm going to show you some thrift store finds. This has been the year for thrift store finds for me. Normally I don't go to thrift stores. I don't really care to find records there because I live by so many record stores. I just go there. But within the past few months, I noticed I've been going to thrift stores a lot more lately and actually finding some pretty decent stuff in decent condition, so at great prices. So why not? Why not, right? Why not? So what I'm going to show in this video, the records are kind of outside the box of what the kinds of albums you normally would see in my videos, because at $1 a piece, they're just something I just want to try, see if I like it or not. If not, it's going to get traded or whatever. So anyway, here we go. This is the thrift store finds. I found a thrift store in Modesto. It was more of a liquidation sale, and they were having a $1 record sale. So I was getting ready to head over there, and what popped in my head is, hey, Liz lives in Modesto. Elizabeth Martinez, her channel is California Love 84. She lives in Modesto. I bet she probably lives 5-10 minutes from this place. So I typed her all the information, sent it off in a message, and within 10 minutes of getting the message, that girl was already on her way to the records, the liquidation store, to browse to the records. So she ended up getting there like a half hour before I even got there. She moves quick once she gets all this information. So I mean, so we dug for these records together. It wasn't planned. It was a spur of the moment thing, but glad it happened because Liz is a cool person. She's fun to hang out with, and she's a lot of fun to go record digging with. So this is the records I found while I was digging with her at this store in Modesto. First up is Meatloaf, Bat Outta Hell. I have never owned this album before. And $1 a record. All these records I'm going to show were $1 each. $1 record, why not try, right? So what the hell, I went ahead and bought it. And whoever owned this album before me really must have been into the band Utopia and Todd Rundgren. Because every time Todd Rundgren's name appears in the credits, in the insert, he underlines the shit out of it. And so through here you see his name and other members of Utopia highlighted and underlined in the credits here. So did not know that before, thanks to that person underlining their names on every track. Now I know. So anyway, cool find. From the great Kin band, Conspiracy. Basically, I bought it for that song Jeopardy. Great Kin is from my area. He's from Northern California. I believe he's from San Francisco. This album is on the Berkeley label. Berkeley. And Great Kin's big one-hit wonder was the song Jeopardy, title track to his album. And it was such a big song, even Weird Al did a parody of it. So I lost on Jeopardy. So it was a pretty big song for the times, and he was a local guy from Northern California, and so basically he was played on the radio a lot around here in the early 80s, and this was like the big song off of it. So I kind of bought it. I bought it just for that album, for that song. Another album I bought for one song, and now regretting it, is Billy Squier's Signs of Life. I almost forgot the new record. Billy Squier, Signs of Life. I bought it for the song Rock Me Tonight, and basically that's like the only song I like on this album. Don't really care for pretty much everything else. The first song on side one, All Night Long, that's not bad. And then right after that, Rock Me Tonight comes on, and then after that, this record just really didn't do it for me. I don't know if I'll keep this or it goes to trade or whatever, but anyway, there we go. Another album I bought for one song was 38 Special, Wild Eyed Southern Boys. I love the song Hold On Loosely. I think it's a great song. I always thought that was a great pop rock type song. Wild Eyed Country Boys is a decent song. But other than that, this album really didn't do much for me. More of a southern rock album, which I don't mind southern rock, but it kind of left me this album kind of left me flat. But I do like Hold On Loosely. I think it's a great song. I might keep the album just for that song. This is an upgrade to a copy I already have, but this copy is so much better looking. It's ABC Lexicon of Love. I love this freaking album. This is a badass album. Obviously Poison Arrow and The Look of Love are the big songs on here, but this whole album is really cool, and I've loved it since I was in my early teens. Really cool song, and it will replace the somewhat bad quality copy I have in my collection, so big upgrade. This turned out to be pretty cool. I was whining about this to Liz. There's one song by Kenny Loggins. It's the album. Kenny Loggins. This is called In High Adventure. I was telling Liz, there's one Kenny Loggins song I do like, and it's called Heart to Heart. I really love that song, and I was really tempted to get the album. But I thought, why buy a song for one album? That never works out. And so I told her, you know what, if I feel the need to listen to a song, I'll just listen to it on YouTube. But I eventually got the album, and the song Heart to Heart is on here, and it sounds great. I'm glad I got it. It sounds really good on here, but I actually like about half this album. I was really surprised. I'm not really a big Kenny Loggins fan, probably because of all the soundtracks he did. Top Gun mostly, and Footloose made me not like him very much. But I gotta admit, this is a good album. Steve Perry sings on the opening track on it, which I think is called Don't Fight It. So, Steve Perry from Journey, I mean. So there's actually some good songs on this album. I think I liked just over half the songs on this record, so I was really glad I got this. So, Kenny Loggins, who knew? From Stevie Wonder, Fulfilling Us, First Final. I don't think I had this in my collection, because I have a lot of Stevie Wonder records, and I don't recall having this one. But maybe I do, I don't know. But this is a pretty good copy. It's the Gatefold. It's on Motown label. Tamla Motown, a black label. I think mine just had the regular Motown label. So whether I have it in my collection or not, this is actually a pretty good copy. I like the record label, so definitely going to keep this one. This is not going out for trade or anything like that. I'm keeping this one. Can't have enough Stevie in the collection, I'm telling you. This one is What the Hell. I see it in every record store I go to and never get it. Always pass it up. For $1, why not? It's Frampton Comes Alive. I think every vinyl collection around the world has a copy of this album. There we go. There's the whole thing, trying to fit it in. And there's the gatefold. Good copy. A lot of ring wear on it, but the records play really nice. And I like this picture. I dig this picture in the inserts for A&M. Because it's the A&M label, and I don't know, I like that. You know, if you have if you listen to classic rock radio, you know the songs on here. They play them every day. So, and this one had a hype sticker on it that I thought was cool. So, there we go. Frampton Comes Alive. Why not? This I bought because I once owned this record back in the mid '80s. It's from Jesse Johnson. Jesse Johnson's Review, his first solo record. Being such a big fan of the band The Time back then, I remember when this came out, and the big single on here was I Want to Be Your Man, and I used to like that song. So I had this on cassette back in the day. I Want to Be Your Man is probably the best song on here. I don't want to say the only good song, but it's the best song on here. And the rest of the tracks, I don't know. I don't really remember them. so that must tell me something there. And I don't know what happened to the cassette. I can't find it anywhere in my collection, so must have ditched it somewhere. But yeah, one song on here I remember being good. The rest of it was just forgettable. So that just reminds me of the mid '80s when I was really into Prince and The Time. This was a cool record to have for the times. All right, this is one of those Let's Give It a Try albums. This is Paul Simon, Graceland. Really good copy for $1. I mean, the cover is in great shape. It has the original insert. And the vinyl is really, really clean. It looks almost unplayed. on a Warner Brothers label. I'm not a Paul Simon fan, never was and never will be. However, there is one song I do like on here, and that is You Can Call Me Al. I even have that on a 45 record in my 45 collection. I once heard the song Graceland, thought it was okay. The rest I've never heard. Still haven't spun this album yet because I have to be in the mood, because I'll be giving something I really know I'm not a fan of a big try. All because of really two songs, really. So I thought I'd just give it a shot. If I don't like it, I've only wasted $1. I can just give it to somebody who would want it. So there we go. Paul Simon, Graceland. Why not? Another why not? Soundtrack to the movie Xanadu. I'm on a big ELO kick as of lately. ELO wrote half the songs on this album, and Jeff Lynne wrote a song for Olivia Newton-John, which is the title track, Xanadu. And ELO wrote some decent songs, I'm Alive, All Over the World. And they take up one side of the album, and Olivia Newton-John sings her songs on the other side. And her songs aren't that bad. And I heard the song Magic. I used to like that song. And Suspended in Time was always a nice ballad, and I do like that song. So there are some songs on here I do like. I had this already, but my copy was beat to shit. This is a really nice copy, and it has the custom insert in it here. So there's the ELO side, here's the Olivia Newton-John side. It's actually a good album. It's one of those things where the soundtrack was better than the movie. And this is definitely one of those cases, so there we go. And the last one here is Herb Alpert, Keep Your Eye on Me. This came out in the mid-'80s. This was produced by, well, not the whole album, but the 3 songs were produced by Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. They used to be in the band at the time, and they also produced Janet Jackson's albums during the time, which was Control and Rhythm Nation. Well, they produced 3 songs on this record. Janet Jackson sings vocals on 2 of those songs, which are Diamonds and Making Love in the Rain. I remember when this came out in the mid-'80s. This is when Herb Alpert wanted to sell himself and his music to a younger crowd. Wanted to be hit, basically, so he had Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis produced 3 tracks on here. The 3rd song they produced was the debut single, which is Keep Your Eye on Me, which was a pretty cool jam. And Diamonds and Making Love in the Rain were both great songs. I thought they were really good songs. Janet Jackson sounds awesome as vocalist on those songs, and well, she does do it with another lady, but you do hear her voice on it. They were good songs, and this is a decent album. The rest of the songs were somewhat forgettable, but those 3 songs I knew I loved, so I went ahead and bought this one for $1. Not bad. So that was day 1 at the liquidation sale. This is what I got today, without Liz. This is just me by myself here. The guy was nice enough to give me 2 records for free. So he gave me this 45. Just let me have it. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Woman in Love. Really great song. Never seen this 45 before. So there we go. It's a picture sleeve. And never seen it in the store before, so he let me have that, so that was nice. He also let me have this one, the soundtrack to Beverly Hills Cop. I wanted it for 2 songs. Glenn Frey's The Heat Is On. I love that song, always have, always will. I've been hearing it on the radio a lot lately, and I still love that song. And Axel F by Harold Faltermeyer. I always thought that was a cool instrumental. This is back in like '84 when I was really into keyboards and drum machine. I must be like the only drummer on earth that loves drum machines. Can't get enough of them. So anyway, he gave me this and the Tom Petty record for free. These I had to pay for, again, $1 a record. Tina Turner, Private Dancer. I used to check this cassette out from the library back in the 80s. So I've heard this album a lot of times, but I've never owned it. So I just always check it out in the library. And some great songs on here. What's Love Got to Do with It? Better Be Good to Me. Private Dancer's a great song. This is just a really good album, so I'm really glad to have scored it for $1. This I'm curious about because I don't recall ever hearing this before. It's from Pete Townsend, Deep End Live. I don't know what's up with this. And I just saw it. I love Townsend. I love the music he wrote for The Who. There are some Who songs on here like Behind Blue Eyes and Pinball Wizard and Eyesight to the Blind. So I was just curious what the deal is on this album. It's on the Adco label, so it's gonna take me a buck to find out. Kind of glad I got this one. Kool and the Gang, Emergency. I love the song Misled. Misled is a badass fucking song. The song Emergency is good too. Fresh is a really great song. I remember my brother had a cover band and they did the song Fresh. It was a big hit. And of course the big hit was Cherish, which is a ballad. It's an okay song. I think the reason I don't like it is because it got so overplayed back in the day. It made you sick of the song, but it was a good song. When you first heard it, you liked it, and then radio just made you sick of it. But really cool to have found this for a buck. Cover's in great shape. Vinyl is in great shape. It sounds wonderful, so that's a fun album. From The Time. What time is it? And there's the boys there. See, I was talking about The Time earlier. Here's their album. And yeah, this is when I got into The Time. Because I remember my brother and my sisters, they really loved this album. And it had The Walk, it had 7779311, and it had Gigolos Get Lonely Too. It's a cool album. It's a cool album. One of my favorites from this band, so. And I got a good copy of it. Okay, a couple of 12-inch singles and I'll be out of here. Jody Watley, Still a Thrill. One of my favorite songs from Jody Watley. It was off her debut solo album, which is a killer album. You ever see it used, grab it. Some good shit on there. Still a Thrill is my favorite song on it. And they have several different versions on here. A real long version, which I'm going to listen to as soon as I turn off this damn camera. 8.5 minute version of the song. Then on the flip side here, we have the radio mix, we have the single mix, we have the acapella mix, and we have the bonus beats mix. It's pretty cool. I'm sure by the time you listen to all that, you'll be sick of the song Still a Thrill, but at least I'll listen to the long version, and maybe the acapella version I'll listen to, and that'll be it. But really happy to have found that. And again, from Pete Townsend, the 12-inch single for the song Give Blood, one of my favorite songs off of White City, the album. Just a great song. Simon Phillips, I almost forgot his last name. Simon Phillips is the drummer on this particular song, and his drumming sounds great on this song. One of my favorite drummers. He now plays for Toto. On the B-side, we have a live version of Won't Get Fooled Again and Magic Bus. It's on the, I think it's on the Adco label, I'm not sure. Yeah, on the Adco label. So, really, really great find there for a buck. That's it. That's my thrift store finds. And some really cool digging. As you can see, I got my Rush shirt on. I saw Rush over the week, a couple of days ago. I even bought the tour program for this tour. Sadly, I think this is their final tour. There will be no more after this, or their last major tour, I guess. Hopefully it's not the last time I see them, but if it is, man, did I see a great show. I've seen Rush every tour since 1990 when they rolled through town, and this was, like, without a doubt, the best Rush show I've ever been to. So if you're friends with me on Facebook, I put up a shit ton of pictures and 4 videos taken from the show. It is badass. Maybe one day when I'm not so lazy, I'll try and post it here on Facebook, on YouTube, but I don't know. Anyway, that's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, everyone.